Hi, so we're trading the ES on 2000 tick chart with the 21 EMA. So I drew my overnight highs here, overnight lows here. It just seemed to fit the best there. So to start off, we have this downtrend, a break, and a new low. And so when a downtrend plays out with a break and a new low, you can expect a correction or reversal. And so we get a reversal pattern, get a first entry short, second entry short, failure. Actually, it does tick lower here, so it is technically a third entry, but it barely ticks lower, and then you get a clear two attempts lower here and here. So it is a first entry short, second entry short, failure, reversal pattern above the EMA. This was at 2 o'clock in the morning, so I obviously couldn't take it. Um, but it is a big bar, so you would need to use a limit order on it. But it context-wise, it looks decent to take. Then we get this next leg down. We go into this downtrend. We get an overshoot, which quickly leads to a break and a new low. Um, Here, when you do get the break, you get a first entry short, second entry short. Uh, it's not a very good signal bar. I don't know if I would want to take that. It's really choppy, so I would just skip that. But we make the new low. We have this triple test off this lows. Um, and then it's kind of hard to find this channel at first because you do have to do a cut through here. But eventually price has two legs up, and then we start to go into this range. So at first we don't have this channel, but we go into this range. You see how we have two legs down here? So that is basically a second entry. Even though we do have a double top, it still is new high, two legs down, EMA holds. You can call it a triple test too because we have a new low. Test it once, test it twice. I thought it was pretty good to go long here. Um, it does scare you for a bit. You get filled. It goes all the way down to here, but it does end up working for a one-to-one scalp. So then I draw this uptrend. We have a break and a new high, or a double top, but that's basically like a new high. It basically counts. So uptrend, break, new high, the uptrend played out. Then we get a first entry long, second entry long, failure. So it's a reversal pattern to go short from this uptrend playing out. We couldn't get past the middle of the channel, so that's telling you that there's not very many buyers, and it's a bearish imbalance basically in the range. And so I think that's a really good trade to take. Um, If you draw the short-term trend line, there's nothing blocking the entry. So it's a good trade. So we have these two legs down now, and then we kind of just start. At this point, I actually raised the range to here because of this double top. So now we're in this range. The EMA is flat. But then we break out and we don't get a retest. We just go straight out, and then eventually we break the highs. There's no good trades. Uh, there's no good trades in this uptrend. Nothing even reaches the key entry point until all the way up here, and even here it's really far from the EMA. It's just choppy. There is a second entry long, but it's a really bad signal bar. It does have matching lows, so that you can use this as your signal bar, the green bar, but it's just very congestive. It's still not even touching the trend line or EMA, so there's really nothing there. Then we get a break, new high. So this uptrend has played out because when an uptrend gets a break and a new high, that means the uptrend has played out. Then we get a reversal pattern. First entry long, second entry long, failure. So this does have two legs down and it closed above the EMA. So I don't think it's the best trade to take. I didn't take it and I don't think I would take it. If it had closed below the EMA, um, then I think it would have been a lot better to take. I still don't think I would have taken it. But you can also argue for it to be a failed break out of this little congestion right here. Breakout. Most breakouts fail. But you would need room to the lows, and I wouldn't take a trade that goes for less than one to one, and you wouldn't be able to get one to one on this entry. So we have a new low here. First entry short, second entry short, barely closed below the EMA. We are still expecting this breakout of the highs to fail. It's a lower high. I think that this is a pretty good trade to take. I missed the trade. I was out of the room, I think. There's no STT or no short-term trend line blocking the entry. So I think that looks decent right there. First entry short, second entry short, lower high, below EMA. So then we get back down to the highs. This downtrend is now in play. So we have this downtrend. There's no real entries to take off of it because it's all far from the EMA. We then get a break, new low. So now we can expect a correction or a reversal. And so we only get a correction. We just first entry short, second entry short off the EMA. Then price attempts to go down, attempts to go higher one more time. So now we have a triple test off the EMA, and that's where it makes another leg down. So we can draw this downtrend. And so downtrend's played out. We faded the range, and then we get a first entry short, second entry short, but it's above the EMA, so you can't go short here. You can look for a reversal pattern here though, because since the downtrend played out, if we bounce before we reach the lows, then that can mean there's a bullish imbalance. And so one thing you could look for here is a first entry short, second entry short to fail if the EMA held with a good signal bar, but you don't get that here. So then price makes a first entry long, second entry long failure. So here's a failed second entry. I don't really like this trade because it's so congestive right here. You're going right into these lows. So that's not a trade I would take. Um, it's not that terrible if you want to try to get out before the lows, but for me, that's not good for risk to reward. So two more legs down, and then we go into this uptrend. We have a first entry short, second entry short, failure. This trade looks pretty good actually. Um, yeah, I might actually mark this trade because so the uptrend has a break, expecting a new high. It's a failed second entry short above the EMA. It's how you can easily go for 1-to-1 on this. So get out around here, 13 ticks. That's 3.25 points. So yeah, I like that trade. After that, we break out, pull back. There's not really much else to go over. This was a quick video. I have things to do, so I had to make this one really quick. But it was also there weren't very many bars today, so it was quick anyway. But I hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something, and thank you for watching.